Hi, and welcome to Spotlight on Bensenville. My name is Frank DeSimone, Village President, your host for this episode. Today we will be discussing the Chicago Honor Flight with Doug Meffley, Director of Communications, Honor Flight Chicago, and John Ulinski, World War II veteran. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Sir, welcome, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. You're welcome very much.
Doug, can you please tell us what Honor Flight is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So Honor Flight Chicago recognizes the bravery, the determination, and the patriotism of our senior war veterans. We give them a one-of-a-kind, all-expenses-paid, one-day trip to Washington, D.C., where we thank them for their service and their sacrifice, and we show them all of the memorials in Washington, D.C., and then we bring them home to a huge hero's welcome, which they all deserve, and some of them never got.
So this can be men and women?
Men and women. We've flown many women in the past. We have some on our wait list still.
John, I see you are a World War II veteran.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about your time in the service and where did you serve?
Well, I served in both theaters. I went in the Navy in July of 1943, and I was discharged in December 5th, 1945. I served in both theaters. I served in the Atlantic. I took part in Normandy invasion on D-Day, the original attack. Then I completed that job, and we went down to southern France at Saint Raphael, August 24th. Upon completion of that, we returned back to the United States, and from there we went to the Pacific, and I took part in the Okinawa invasion on April 1st, 1945. And that's the service I served.
Again, thank you for that service.
You're welcome.
I can't thank you enough. From a veteran's perspective, though, can you tell us what Honor Flight Chicago did for you?
Honor Flight, to me, it was a great inspiration, because when you see all these volunteers donate their time, they don't get paid for it, it's all on their own initiative, and what they do for you, it is unbelievable. And when you take this trip to the Honor Flight to Washington, D.C., at no time, never are you ever left alone. They're like what they call a guardian angel, and they protect you like you were their little chicken hen. But all in all, it was a very fantastic trip, and every trip that anybody who can take that trip who's a veteran should take it, because this will remain in your mind and your thoughts for years to come. And I still appreciate all of those people very much, because it created an entirely new lifeline for me. Thank you.
Doug, how many honor flights have we sent from Chicago and nationwide?
So Honor Flight Chicago we're the biggest hub out of 131 national hubs around the country. They're in 45 states, so it's a huge program, and we're very proud to be the largest hub. We've flown to date 88 flights. We've flown a little over 8,000 veterans total. That's comprised of 6,260 World War II veterans and 1,767 Korean War veterans. And we will begin flying in 2019 Vietnam War veterans for the first time.
How does someone sign up or get a relative or a friend to get on the list?
So applications are available on our website at honorflightchicago.org, or you can give our office a call. We are happy to mail an application to anyone. We'll fly anyone from all over the country. All they have to do is get to Chicago. So we're happy to honor their service.
I know you just mentioned the website, but how can viewers find out more about you?
Honorflightchicago.org is the place to go.
Okay.
We're also very active on Facebook. We have a huge community on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/honorflightchicago, you can get more information there as well and interact with a lot of our volunteers and our veterans.
You guys don't have anywhere to be, right?
No.
No.
All right. Can you hang out for a few more minutes?
Sure.
We'll be right back with more Spotlight on Bensenville.
The Water's Edge Aquatic Center is conveniently located in the Redmond Recreational Complex in Bensenville. The Water's Edge is home of Fenton High School and Wahoo swim teams, featuring an indoor 8-lane lap pool and diving well. The Aquatic Center is available for private functions and parties. Learn to swim, stay in shape, or enjoy recreational swimming year-round at the Water's Edge Aquatic Center.
The Bensenville Community Library, serving a community of readers. Whether you're old or young, a lover of words, music, or computers, the library has something for you. Check out our new Kindles, toddler jams, story and movie nights, or a variety of other activities offered. For more information, call us at 630-766-4642 or check out our schedule on the web at benlib.org. The Bensenville Community Library, celebrating 50 years of library service. Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening around town. Whether on your phone, desktop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website is your go-to community resource, so you'll stay connected at home, in the office, or on the go. Join us on social media. Visit the Bensenville homepage and click on the Facebook icon. This will take you to the Bensenville Facebook fan page. Once there, click the like button and add us to your newsfeed. To follow us on Twitter, visit the Bensenville homepage and click on the Twitter icon. This will take you to the Bensenville Twitter page. Once there, click the follow button and add us to your Twitter feed and receive regular community updates. For email and cell phone notifications, click on the Notify Me button. This will take you to the Notify Me dashboard. Add your email address and/or cell phone number at the top of the page. Then select which service you would like to receive updates from. Click on the envelope icon for email alerts and on the phone icon for phone alerts. You can choose one, the other, or both. Tune into our public access cable shows and board meetings. Choose a current program from the Multimedia tab down on the home page. Bensenville Community Television is also web streamed 24 hours a day. To pay your Bensenville utility bill online, just click on the Online Payments button, then follow the instructions provided on our secure payment site. If you have any problems, concerns, or questions to tell the Village, please visit the Report a Concern Center. Through the YourGov application, you can explain your issue and track its progress from submission to completion. Issues submitted through YourGov are forwarded directly to the responsible department. Staying connected is important, and at the Village of Bensenville, it has never been easier to keep up to date with what's happening around town. On your phone, desktop, or tablet, the Village of Bensenville website is your go-to community resource, so you'll stay connected wherever you are.
Welcome back to Spotlight in Bensenville. My name is Frank DeSimone, Village President, your host for this episode. Today we are discussing Chicago Honor Flight with Doug Meffley, Director of Communications for Honor Flight Chicago, as well as John Ulinski, World War II veteran. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Thank you.
Doug, take us through the flights and what the veterans will experience.
Absolutely. It's a long day, but it is a wonderful day, and there's a lot of adrenaline to keep everybody going. So our veterans arrive at Midway Airport early in the morning. They're greeted by over 100 and sometimes as many as 200 of our volunteers who are lined up with wheelchairs, waiting for them to get out of their cars and however they got there. Bright orange shirts and big smiles to make sure they're feeling welcomed and ready to go. Some of our veterans are a little nervous about making the trip, and so we're there to make them feel as comfortable and safe as possible. Once we get on the plane, there's a lot of napping that happens on the way to Washington. Absolutely. And then we get there, and we have a huge group of volunteers that are based in Washington, D.C., our guardians there, which John alluded to, our guardian angels. Every veteran is one-on-one for the entire day. Everything that they need is taken care of. Those guardians have a lot of active duty military among them and a lot of friends and family in military, so it's all kept very in the family. We get on big coach buses. We have a police escort everywhere we go, so they are truly, truly honored veterans as they travel around. We go to the World War II Memorial. Generally, there's a ceremony there. From there, we travel to the Lincoln Memorial, and then you've got the Korean War Memorial and the Vietnam War Memorial right there. We will often have the Marine Corps Silent Drill Team, which is a tremendous performance that'll come out for us when we're there. And then we end the day at the Air and Space Museum, where the Enola Gay is housed. And that's another super impactful thing, especially for our World War II veterans, to see that plane, the actual plane.
Right.
So, and then it's back to the airport. We get on the plane back home. We have a very special, what we call mail call. For our veterans, just like in the war, it's an anticipated part of the day, and then we have friends and family waiting to welcome our heroes home when they get back to Midway.
What could our viewers do to help?
Our viewers can do so much. There's so many different ways to help. First of all, volunteers. John referenced our volunteers. They are incredible. It takes over 1,500 hours from our volunteers to get each of our flights off the ground, and this year we'll fly 7 flights. So you can do the math on that. It's a lot. There's many different ways to volunteer. We have office support. We have our Midway morning volunteers and evening volunteers. We also have a team that we call our Operation Locate a Hero, which is throughout the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana area. And they go out to VFW halls and to American Legions and senior centers and things to find veterans that we can honor. We want to spread the word as far as we can, especially now that we're beginning to fly Vietnam veterans in 2019. We want to make sure that we're getting that word out so they sign up. And so if viewers know of veterans in their life, if they have neighbors, family, friends from World War II, Korea, or the Vietnam War era, we're happy to take their applications now, and we're going to begin flying them.
John, I could talk to you all day. We can push Doug out of the way.
Please do.
Is there anything else that you could share with us about Honor Flight?
Well, let me tell you one thing. Honor Flight is a long, tedious day, but it is a very, very enjoyable day. You have to be there early in the morning, and the minute you arrive, there's always someone there to assist you wherever you go. As I say, you're never left alone. And while you're at the place being checked out and everything, there's people checking on you. Do you want coffee or take care of you? And then when you get aboard the bus and go to the airport, at the airport, you're entertained by the Andrews sisters and all these other people, and you got all the food you want to eat. It's really entertaining, and it's when you sit back and think of all of these people donating all of this free time to them. None of them get paid, and it's just unbelievable that you have such good people here in this city and in this world that really give us World War II veterans the appreciation that, not that we expect it, but at least it makes us feel good what we've done in the past. And another thing that I like very much is when you go into Washington, D.C., and you're leaving the airport here, you've got the fire trucks shooting at you, and when you get into Washington, D.C. airport, there's a tremendous amount of people there greeting you, bands playing and all. And as you return back, and while you're going, you get free meals. They take care of you and everything. And then when you're returning back, the biggest thing of that return trip back home, you get what they call is a mail call. And every veteran gets a tremendous amount of mail from everybody. And it makes your heart really, I get tears in my eyes when I see things like that. And this is what makes that Honor Flight such a great thing. Any veteran who can do it, please take it. It'll be something you'll cherish the rest of your life. Thank you.
John, we have one rule on my show. We're not allowed to make the host cry. Okay? Last show we did Honor Flight last year, the host cried. This show, the host almost cried. So let's not make we have a rule, okay? But like I said before, I can talk to you. We can do a show on just you and I talking because I find it interesting. And from when we did it last year, there was a story that kind of stuck with us that said there was a veteran in a wheelchair that didn't really want to participate till he got to the section where he served, and he wanted to stand. And it was the first time he stood, and they said they didn't know how long to honor to honor what you guys have done. And to me, that's enough said. I know I'm a big pusher of this hockey event coming up. We get it out on social media all we can, and I buy a ton of tickets and hand them out to whoever I can. And again, you guys are always going to be welcome in the ice arena in our town. And I think that the community embraces you. And I know another thing that was said, and I know I'm going off script a little bit here, but that before, when the veterans came back from war, they didn't feel appreciated. And now it's our time to kind of make up for that. And I truly believe that that's what we're doing. And it never can be enough. It never will be enough. But at least we can start a little bit at a time.
But may I say something?
Absolutely.
The reason, everybody says they thank me, but like I mentioned to Doug, don't thank me. I thank the poor soul that gave his life, that he's laying underneath, so that I and all of us people can enjoy the life that we're having today. Absolutely. He sacrificed his life. I served, but I was the lucky one to come back, and I thank the Lord for that.
Thank you again. I know I'm thanking you because you're here.
Yeah.
Like I told you before, I instill it in my family and in my kids that we always thank men and women in uniform. We always shake their hand. We always do whatever we can to make them comfortable. That's just the way I was brought up, and that's the way I want to bring my kids up, and I think that's the way everybody should kind of bring up, not that I'm telling everybody how to parent, but these men and women, they did what they did to give us what we have today, and I'll never forget it. But I'm sorry to kind of diverse a little bit, but you and I can have a whole show, you and I'm telling you. But Doug, let's get a couple more things about Honor Flight. Tell us about the upcoming hockey game.
The hockey game, yeah, and thank you so much for your Bensenville and generosity and
Least
having
we can
us.
do.
Yeah, we love it. It's a wonderful facility. They treat us well, and it's perfect for this event. So this year's event, March 2nd, it's our 8th annual law enforcement hockey game, Chicago Police versus the Chicago FBI. And as you alluded to, it is a competitive hockey game. It's good hockey. Yep. So it's fun to come out. The doors open at 6, and we encourage everyone to get there at 6. We have all kinds of activities for the entire family before the game even starts. And we have different raffles and auctions and items that all go to support Honor Flight Chicago. We have special guests. We'll have a special guest this year from NBC Chicago PD. We'll have a Chicago Blackhawks alum, Brandon Bolig, will be there. And Rob Johnson from CBS 2 is coming back this year. So it's from all across the city. There's a lot of support for the event. We're hoping to raise enough money for an entire honor flight for this year. And we've gotten there in the past, and we are excited to do so again.
I also understand Honor Flight is on Facebook.
We are facebook.com/Honor Flight Chicago. We're also on Twitter, and we're on Instagram as well.
One more time, how can people volunteer?
Volunteer, our website, honorflightchicago.org. There's an application there. All the different ways you can get involved are listed there for you, and we would love to hear from you.
Can you share your website and phone number one more time
Absolutely.
for everybody?
It is honorflightchicago.org, and the phone number is 773-227-8387.
Now, the hockey game is going to be a sellout, so like you guys said, you have to get there early. We have auxiliary parking. But please get there early. It is a great time. It is a family time. It is good hockey. What's the record? Do we have a record?
It's I don't know the exact record, but it is within a game. This is our 8th annual, and it's 4-3.
All right. Go CPD. Being a police officer, I got to back the boys in blue. So, gentlemen, thank you for coming. Again, thank you for all you've done for us to help us where we're at today. We're going to get together after the show to kind of get some more tickets so I can get some more people that I want out there. And I'll see you at the game. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned for the next Spotlight in Bensenville.